Hi, this is Sean with Gradical, and in this video, I'm going to go over some plumbing websites. So if you're in the plumbing industry, this is going to be helpful for you to see some good examples, bad examples, and then also just if you're in a local service business that's serving a local area, this will be good to watch too. So the first thing with this website is I noticed nice large phone number. Hey, we can find their information easily. That's a good one. And then plus they've got a website. That's good. And then they've got their emergency service. That's nice and noticeable. I probably have it a little bit higher on the page, but it's good. People can see that. Give us a call now. So it's a call to action at the same time of also advertising that service, which is, I'm guessing, a little bit unique, or at least a value to the visitor, because they could be an emergency at 3 a.m. and they're looking this up, and they can call now. The problem with this right here, committed to excellence, it's not a real problem. It's just everybody says they're excellent, they provide the best service, and da 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 da. But beyond that, what can you say specifically that really speaks to the visitor? Something like trusted in Longview for the last 90 years, or whatever it is. Most trusted plumber, and something like that, or something else even more creative, but something that's more than just something bland in my mind, committed to excellence. But I want to go over a few websites, so I don't want to go too far in depth with this. And then if we want, I just want to look at a couple things real quick. I think like these are stock photos. Definitely need to use your own photos, even if they're not the most polished. Like these are kind of stock. They might not be stock photos here, but in my mind, everything kind of looks like they're stock photos. Like I don't see any photos of the actual owners or anything like that. The about page could be a lot longer, telling that story with photos, maybe some old photos when they first started all the way till now, just showing that story, getting people to get attached to your story and basically rooting for you. In the bottom, we have all that information. I'd like to see most of that information here at the top. Possibly, you'd have to kind of prioritize things, what's most important, but that 24-hour service would be a good idea. Address, so you could see it's in Kelso. They are in Kelso. Phone number, update the copyright. That would stay down here, but 2019, not 2015. It looks like that's a little bit old. And then not a Gmail address. You probably, if you're going to list an email address, I wouldn't list a Gmail, because it's a little, in some people's mind, a little bit less than professional. Because like, oh, you just have a Gmail address. But I don't want to get hung up on that. Contact page, I think that's good. It shows all the information here. And again, basically this information right here, I would like to see it up here. It doesn't have to be large or anything like that, but just having all that information up there so people can see it. Again, with that 24-hour, and then the map, that's a good idea too. So we'll go ahead and move to this website right here. And the thing I like about this website is they're showing pictures from their business. Like, they're not the most polished pictures, but they're pictures from their business. And a local business like this, that speaks a lot, rather than just stock photos of, hey, cross your fingers, we do it. But here's some random smiling people working, acting like they're sitting on a shovel and they don't even have a speck of dirt on them, or whatever it is. Showing people actually work. Some of these maybe not so necessary, like those. But show that's some work. They got to cut through some roots. They can do that. But anyway, the whole point here is that they're showing their own photos, and that's good. So we've got some social proof here. What I would like to see is probably some actual reviews. You don't have to click over to Yelp to go view those reviews. And then they do drain cleaning, video inspection, sewer. They've got kind of a call to action here. I'd like to see more of a stronger call to action. Why call them now? But it's good, since 1993. That's good. So it shows you've been around for a while. I didn't really look at the about page. That's good. They got pictures of the actual business getting, into the Chamber of Commerce. That's a good one. And then telling the story. They've got a lot more of a story here. I haven't read it, but this looks a lot more impressive than the last website. So, and then we'll move over to this one right here. And now, so this one goes on, this one goes back into kind of a mix of, I don't know if that was a stock photo or not, but it's definitely a stock photo. And then you've got personal photos. The problem with this one, and I like the site because it actually has phone numbers listed, where they're located, their location, so it's easy to find, okay, they are in Vancouver, Portland, Beaverton, Gresham. Make up your mind whether they're in your area or not. The downside is this slider. I'm not a big fan of slider. A lot of people, it's been found that sliders can be ineffective. So because you might land here and just like this is scrolling through, you're not able to read things. And what if you just see the message that just says, well, this is a good one, full service drainage. But what if you just see this message right here that says sewer line replacement? You might be like, oh, this is just a commercial company, and they may actually provide services for you, but you just see that message and you go, oh, well, maybe not. Maybe this is maybe they just do commercial work. They don't actually work at personal homes. And I'm not really sure what they do here. I just wanted to bring up that point here. And this possibly is a stock photo. I'm not really sure. But they go through their different services here, and I think that's good. Stock photo again, Really like to see an actual photo from the company. If it is from the company, that's a little bit too polished of a photo, or if it's too polished, at least have the logo on the guy's shirt so you can really make sure, okay, that is from them. And it's just, they're just little details. But, things like this is great, showing the owner and then some a statement from him. And they've got the billboard there. And it's a good website. Update the footer, 2017. This should be 2019. But it's a good website. So let's go over to this one right here. And this is kind of in the similar vein of the last one. This one I would definitely say, I'm curious if they do residential plumbing, but they do. It's right there. But I would say right off the bat, it doesn't really say that. And maybe that's not who they're going after, because they do commercial and residential. But you kind of got to figure out who you're trying to target, because you don't want to target everybody. You kind of want to target your ideal customer. Going down, I believe this is a little demo video of them. CH Cruise, I think that's the company. Yeah, so it's a video. I'm sure it's playing for them. That's good. Videos are always great for people to be able to watch, like you're watching this video. And then going down, they're just kind of keyword stuffing here, just showing all the different places they serve. But hey, that at least if you see your city, you can be able to see that. I like this area right here. And then they've got the social proof right here, and then some other information about their business. Call for free estimates. I think that's great. I'd like to see some more contact information at the top. Now we'll go to the a lot larger of a company. This is a national, obviously, Roto-Rooter. So when it comes to sites like these, or when it comes to your competitors, if you have some big competitors, which obviously you do, they're national, it's always a good idea to look at those and see what they're doing, because odds are they've spent a lot of time, money, and research into developing what they have. So it'd be a good idea to look at what they have, and you can see it. They pretty much check all the boxes on this site. They've got Call Us Now, big phone number, trusted in Longview for over 80 years. They're licensed and insured. They've got an about statement. They've got why should you choose them with all those points. They've got social proof. They've got here social proof, but this is just some random one from Virginia. So I'd like to see actually Longview ones or wherever they're serving. And then the services offered, so they can click and read more. Call to action, schedule now guy here with the logo there. Obviously, probably just somebody random from another location, but still, at least it's a photo of a person, and it shows a Roto-Rooter logo. And they've got the map information here. They've got some images, which kind of drops off in my mind here, but at least, we get into the FAQ. I think the site gets not as effective as you kind of go down the page, but still it's a good page. They pretty much hit all the points on this website, beside probably some local photos. I think that could help. If they had some actual local photos that aren't as completely polished, I think that would really help. And then this one is a local company, I believe. Looks like they're in Vancouver and Portland, and odds are they've probably paid a lot of attention to this website. So, I'm going to criticize things here, but I just don't know how the website's functioning. I can't see the analytics on the back end, seeing how the data is working, but odds are it's probably working for them. But I would say it's a little bit busy. We've got that video in the background, which is great, but it's kind of, in my mind, a little bit kind of going crazy because it's kind of hard to focus on things. But I'd say it's probably a good idea anyway. Don't wait any longer. We're available to help. That's the call to action right now. Schedule right now. They've got some coupons. I'd like to see these probably separated a little bit more, because you're saying schedule something and then you're saying, hey, here's a coupon. But they've got the information right up here for the phone number. They've got free plumbing estimate. And then they've got all the different services that they provide, more information. Then I'd like to see these a little bit higher on the page, because this is good if you've got these awards. And then, picture the staff here, 24-hour emergency service. I'd like to see that higher on the page probably, because, it's don't wait any longer. We're available to help. They might even want to incorporate like a little byline that says we're available 24/7 or something like that. Or even just 24/7, somewhere around up here, because you don't find that out until you're at the very bottom. So that's a good idea, just to really set that out there. I think a couple other things that would help improve this site, though, I don't even think I said anything yet, really, just a couple things, is some social proof. So having some reviews listed on this website right there, so people can see those stories. Basically, I was in a bad spot. These guys saved the day. Now I'm in a good spot and everything's great. Just having a few of those type of stories listed here, just real short, a few sentences, so people could actually read that social proof. Even though they do have some links to those, 4.3 stars based on 69 reviews. Nice to kind of be able to see those without having to click away and find those and take their word for it. So that's it. I hope this video was enjoyable. If you want us to review your website, we do a free website review. We'll actually do a PDF report, do a video just like this one, and no strings attached. Just if you want to do that, it'll offer some kind of value to see how you can improve your website and make it more effective for your business. You'll want to go to gradical.com/free-website-review. Thanks.